The 1932 novel Brave New World shows us an ironically frightening new world, filled with re-education camps, soma sedatives, and orgy porgies, which are exactly what they sound like. Yet, despite all the sex, people in Brave New World don't get pregnant. Instead, they utilize artificial wombs, where babies gestate and are born in an entirely artificial environment. This brave and potentially frightening new world is now becoming a reality, as the Huffington Post, April 26, 2017, shares that surgeons and neonatologists at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia have created an artificial womb called the Biobag. But rather than allowing for pregnancy-free orgies, doctors hope the Biobag will address alarming death rates of premature babies and distraught parents. Like Ashley Glass, whose son Dylan was born at 23 weeks and died just 4 minutes later, weeps to the mirror February 17th, 2017. I will never be able to get the image of my child suffering out of my head. Today, we'll immerse ourselves in the Biobag because it's a breakthrough for bridging babies from their warm wombs instead of intimidating incubators. First, we'll deliver the process of the Biobag. Second, labor through challenges that'll make us want to crawl back into the birth canal we came out of. And third, we'll peer into a future where every parent can cradle a healthy infant. Louise Joy Brown made headlines as the world's first test tube baby when doctors fertilized a female egg outside a woman's body. And that's similar to the Biobag process, which could further technology for Frankenbabies. The World Health Organization documents that annually 15 million babies are born prematurely, more than 1 in 10, with 1 million dying due to undeveloped lungs that can't process oxygen without an umbilical cord. Alan Flake, the opposite of his namesake, and Children's Hospital of Philadelphia surgeon, points out in the Washington Post, April 26, 2017, that these infants, so small they fit in a hand, urgently need a bridge between the mother's womb and the outside world. Half don't survive, account for 1/3 of infant deaths, and face a 90% risk of developmental issues, like walking, talking, seeing and hearing, things we take for granted. However, the Los Angeles Times, April 28, 2017, outlines a process where scientists have kept fetuses alive, in this case, sheep, just 6 months young, using what they eloquently describe as a big, sterile Ziploc bag with tubes coming out of it. The 2-minute procedure begins with the fetus removed via C-section and placed in a plastic pack filled with amniotic fluid that mimics the conditions inside a uterus. The born too early baby sheep then have oxygen pumped into their blood via the umbilical cord while inside the Biobag until their lungs develop, so they can avoid critical damage caused by a ventilator. Researchers now believe raising lamb fetuses is just the beginning. Business Insider, November 28, 2017, announces that over the 4 weeks in the artificial womb, the lambs began growing a wool coat, gained weight, and even opened their eyes. So they didn't just survive, they thrived. Since the lambs were biologically equivalent to a human infant born at 23 weeks, Dr. Emily Partridge concludes to CBC, April 25, 2017. If they're breathing fluid, the lungs can grow the way they were meant to. This would translate into an almost 100% chance for survival. Before Louise Joy Brown was conceived in a laboratory dish, researchers had to overcome challenges, including redefining the relationship between parent and child, ethical ramifications, and long-term reliability, the same stumbling blocks for the Biobag. Concerns begin with the Biobag blocking bonds and redefining parent-child relationships. Neonatologist Dr. Sanjay Chawla cautions in the New York Times, May 8, 2017, that an artificial womb bars babies from maternal influences of labor, placental hormones, or biochemicals that signal the fetus to sleep, grow, and develop. 20-year neonatal intensive care unit veteran Trish Ringley also urges that parents may miss early days of bonding because unlike an artificial womb, they currently can caress and interact with incubated premature babies. Additionally, some fear ethical ramifications the carbon copy kid container carries for abortion. If this synthetic uterus changes what constitutes as viability, Wired magazine, April 30th, 2017, protests that policymakers could place stricter limits on abortion. And NPR, November 28th, 2017, worries these devices could be used coercively, with Oklahoma State University bioethicist Scott Gelfand revealing states could feasibly force females pursuing abortions to put their fetus in an artificial womb. Or even employers and insurers require women use biobags to ban maternity leave and pricey problematic pregnancies. Finally, questions linger about the biobag's long-term reliability for humans. PBS, November 28, 2017, stresses lambs are not perfect models for humans. Plus, it's difficult to stick tubes into umbilical cords which can shrink when disturbed or exposed to oxygen. And University of Liverpool senior neonatologist Mark Turner warns in New Scientist, November 28, 2017, that previous preemie treatments were rushed, then discovered harmful, as in the 1960s when several thousand children were given too much oxygen, fracturing, forming blood vessels, like musician Stevie Wonder, and became blind. Since the birth of Louise Joy Brown, over 1 million babies have been born using lab-assisted techniques, highlights NBC News, November 28, 2017. And the biobag can continue to give hope to millions more of childless parents. If the biobag that has been successfully tested on lambs is found to work on humans, we can make extreme prematurity claim fewer infant lives and reduce the $43 billion that it costs the U.S. medical system annually. The Atlantic, April 25th, 2017, advocates that within a decade or so, babies born between 23 and 25 weeks can be zipped up in a bag, breathing, swallowing, swimming, dreaming, all with complete detachment from the placenta and from mom. Children's Hospital of Philadelphia researchers believe that human fetuses, like lambs, can be plunged into this special bag designed to help them gestate in a familiar environment, instead of thrusted into a harsh, dry land. However, concerns remain about infant development, primarily with language acquisition. The New York Times, February 21st, 2017, highlights that babies begin to distinguish their parents' voices, patterns of their native tongue, and begin to apply those patterns to language acquisition as they grow up. Separating an infant from the womb may drastically slow down development, but may also open up a whole new lucrative market. Parents on tape. Finally, as evolutionary biologist J.B.S. Haldane imagined in 1924, artificial wombs might become so popular by 2074 that fewer than 30% of children would experience natural birth, eliminating the need for surrogates, and even allowing men to have children of their own. The Guardian, May 1st, 2017, certifies an artificial womb could present a better alternative to the often exploitative and emotionally draining practice of commercial surrogacy. With surrogates gone, the divide between mother and father can be eliminated, as an artificial womb would serve not just women, but trans women and male same-sex couples seeking to start a family, equally, without prejudice. Today, we first had our water break learning the process of the biobag. Second, had painful contractions as we heard challenges threatening to breach its development. And third, we dilated a future where all families can flourish. The biobag provides not just a womb with a view, but hope for thousands of babies lost every year and hopeful expecting parents. Brave New World presented a scary version of our future. Or exciting, if you like group sex. But it wasn't all bad. An artificial womb can help to take some of the fear out of pregnancy, helping us to become parents. And most importantly, stay parents. And that is brave.